in Villanova women's basketball history to watch the Connecticut Huskies take on the Villanova Wildcats. Today's starting lineup sponsored by Jeep. There's only one. All the starters for UConn average about 32-plus minutes. Aaliyah Edwards, you've got your eye on her on the UConn side. Battle-tested, injury-depleted. And it has forced a lot of minutes on players like Aaliyah Edwards. Villanova with the same starting lineup. And it goes to one of those sophomores, Lucy Olsen, who has been fantastic. The second leading scorer here for Villanova this year, right behind Siegrist. And it's Aaliyah Edwards who immediately starts out on Siegrist here defensively to switch back onto Olsen. And trying to foul on Aubrey Griffin. That's her first, just seconds into this game. And Geno Auriemma comes into today with a 23-4 overall record in his 38th season. If you ask him, this might be one of the most challenging years to his head coaching career. He's seen arguably two National Player of the Year candidates this year, in A.Z. Fudd and Paige Beckers. And the reinforcements are coming slowly but surely. Caroline Ducharme played in her first game after some time in the last game. And a win against Creighton. And it's UConn's first possession, and they walked with it. The traveling violation, so still no score here to open up between these two teams. Denise Dillon in year number 3 is no stranger to the UConn upset. Her team beat UConn last year, and when we talked to her at shoot-around here today, she knows that they were so close at the end of January to get another win this year. They just have to find moments to try to get it done. There's a corner look and still scoreless here between UConn and Villanova. Take it away, it's Maddy Burke. The transfer. Dowsey tried to recover, and a little bit of sloppy play here to begin with for both these teams.
Yeah, and that's something you don't see often from Villanova.
Sarah, it has been since February 1st since she has committed a personal foul. 141 minutes and 29 seconds in between fouls.
Unbelievable, especially if you're going to really score and not to pick up an offensive foul.
Our statistician, Mike Nataro, has been sitting on that one for a while.
That's
Dorka Juhász with the first bucket.
But to that point, those little things, the attention to detail for both of these teams are going to be critical in this one. Taking care of the basketball, keeping things clean.
And Siegrist with the reverse. Boy, that was pretty to knot it up at 2.
Single coverage against her is so tough to stop. You got size in Juhász, but her ability to be able to get around you and use the finesse.
There's a look for Edwards.
Can you say that one more time?
You want me to? How about 89 points in the last 2 games, 67% from the field.
Goodness. So you're not just talking about the volume and the quantity, but the efficiency.
You see Olsen crosses over, lays it up with the right hand on the left side, and Nova has its first lead.
And that's going to be the balance here for UConn in trying to slow down Villanova. We could talk about Siegrist as much as we already have, but the complementary players understand how to play off of her.
Good catch and good post up there from Aubrey Griffin.
Beautiful seal by Griffin. The entry pass by Mule.
And Maddy Burke with the first triple try. And Burke is a three-point shooter, averaging a career-high numbers this year. Transfer out of Penn State. But 41% accuracy from distance. And Juhász has another bucket. UConn starting out 3 of 5 from shooting. Juhász is a perfect 2 for 2. You see the big three-pointer to break the tie in the first meeting between these two teams. And another turnover for Villanova. That's number 2 here for the Wildcats. Second year at UConn. The second year as a graduate student. She's a 30% career three-point shooter. But she won't hesitate to shoot it if she gets that opportunity.
Also dished the ball, though, coming off a game where she had 7 assists against Creighton.
Lopez Sénéchal, transfer from Fairfield, has been so key here for UConn, but with the shot clock winding down, what a shot there for Griffin. Burke will turn and face. Over to Brooke Mullen. Backdoor cut there for Siegrist.
And Siegrist slips the screen. That is Villanova basketball. You see it from UConn as well, but a big part of how they play with the spacing.
Page out of the old Harry Peretta playbook, and UConn with 4 straight made field goals after that Edwards bucket.
I feel like that first step by Edwards.
She is averaging some of her career-high numbers again this year. Arguably playing her best basketball of her career. Playing a ton of minutes, 33 minutes, as well as some of the other starters. I mentioned all 5 starters, 32 or more this year. There's a fadeaway look, so already we've seen all different kinds of finishes by Maddy Siegrist.
She's busting out the variety pack, and she does that every single game.
We played just about 6 minutes, pulling and firing in the 16 points per game. Matches Aaliyah Edwards 16 points per game to lead this UConn team here this year. Burke well off the mark, and it'll go back to the Huskies. Caroline Ducharme was available in the last game, as I mentioned, against Creighton. We have yet to see her today. And just a lot to deal with. And still, having said that, UConn comes in with only 1 loss in conference play.
It's the foundation they're built on, the character. It starts with this individual, Geno Auriemma, the Hall of Fame coach. And I do think, though, just the understanding of the compilation of what that does to you physically and mentally.
And the strong take there by Juhász. Now, coming out of that timeout, Sarah, you know, each team had a couple of turnovers. The difference, though, UConn was scoring off of those turnovers coming out of the break.
And that's going to be something to watch. That was a factor in that first matchup.
4 to Villanova's nothing. That's a tough pass and a tough catch and a tough finish for Maddy Siegrist.
You said it. I mean, the finish, yeah, but impressive pass by Brooke Mullen, because she needed to get it over the top to get to the point of the double.
And there's a lay-in and another kind of in and around the rim bucket for UConn and Lopez Sénéchal.
Nice slip off that ball screen.
Brooke Mullen, one of the veterans, one of the role players, but a player with experience. Her 80th start today for Villanova. Lopez Sénéchal knocks in the 3-point shot.
6th in the country in 3-point percentage. How she's able to attack you on the offensive side. A big part of that is her 3-point game.
She's really come to play in some of the bigger games as well. At a team-high 26 points against Tennessee. And Siegrist gets another look. Has had the last 8 points for Villanova.
And there's been a lot of doubles that the Huskies have shown. Her teammates have passed to her in excellent spots.
Edwards left it short. The rebound to Lucy Olsen. Here comes Olsen on the push. Setting up a better one-up 3-point lead. And Villanova cutting into this UConn lead.
She is capable on the offensive side. Has not shot the 3-ball that efficiently. She's going to be an X factor in this one if she can perform and knock down those shots when she's open.
Those are the exact words Denise Dillon used to describe her today at shoot-around. X factor. Lopez Sénéchal left it short. The rebound to Siegrist. That'll be the last shot, the last play of the first quarter.
So I'm going to be really interested to see, as Denise Dillon was talking to her team, who's dictating the tempo of this game. Villanova, what they look like in transition in the full court.
Turnover there for UConn as they slowly kind of try to work her way back into playing game action. And an offensive foul call. So we'll head back the other way.
Well, this is what you're talking about. Caroline Ducharme had missed the prior 13 games in concussion protocol, comes back, has all 10 of her 10 points in the fourth quarter, as UConn ended up winning that one by 2.
Now that's the second on Dowsey. So Christina Dowsey, who's been known to sometimes get in foul trouble. She's fouled out a couple times this year. 3 times she's gotten into 4 fouls. But the best shot blocker in the Big East, now on the bench right now for Villanova. She was whistled for the offensive foul on the screen, and we go back the other way as Juhász is guilty of the same. Gonna give Olbrys that shot. Gives it back to Olsen. Trying to penetrate, and let's see, kind of split for her. She gets another bucket, cuts the lead to 2.
It's split because there was so much attention on Siegrist in the middle of the paint. The focus is keeping the ball away from her, and that allows gaps and openings, which Olsen takes advantage of.
Part of an extended run, 7-0 going back to the first quarter here for Villanova. Still scoreless, meanwhile, for UConn. And they will find themselves in this kind of situation, in particular in the second quarter. It's been a slow quarter for them this year, scoring-wise, and Lopez Sénéchal provides a much-needed three-point shot.
So Villanova drops back into that 2-3 zone, and where that makes you susceptible is on the offensive glass. Taking advantage there, they crash, they find their shooter up top. Excellent job by the Huskies.
They do at the start of the game and at halftime. There's a wide-open look for Olbrys. I mentioned she's only shot about 11 three-point attempts all season, and another foul call against Nika Mule. That's 2 on Mule.
And physical, trying to move the body, and that's exactly what she's doing against the larger frame of Siegrist.
And we got another foul call. Oh, wow. On Mule once again, that's number 3. And not only is that number 3 for Nika Mule, but that is the 5th team foul.
You cannot overstate the importance, you already said it, in the plus-minus numbers, but what she brings to the table being on the floor here for UConn.
Scratch that, the 4th team foul here for UConn, so the next one will put Villanova at the free throw line. Mid-post touch here for Siegrist, and she turns and draws the foul on Lopez Sénéchal, her first.
Just moving a little bit underneath her, getting her in the body and her landing space. But that's where Siegrist is not just about her accuracy to touch, but she can feel you. And so where she turns, how she spins, the footwork that she puts into getting those shots off is high level.
3 fouls called in the last 15 seconds of play. Ducharme still scoreless, up and under move, blocked by Siegrist. Mentioned slow second quarters and fourth quarters for UConn. This is the time, though, on the Villanova storyline. They have to take advantage of this, and another foul. It will be a shooting foul.
Willing to concede those three-point shots, but because no one boxed out Brooke Mullen underneath, she gets an opportunity here.
Where UConn was struggling to score. They went through about a 6+ minute scoring drought. And yet you still look at the scoreboard, and UConn was still up by 3. And much like the same situation, UConn is still up by 2.
You feel, one, you're at home, and again, we've talked about the crowd and the vibe here.
Edwards challenge. Siegrist might have got a piece of that, but Edwards stays with it. Looking for a third opportunity here, and Edwards puts it up and in.
Oh, one of the strengths of Aaliyah Edwards amongst her many is rebounding, 9 per game.
2 of the top 4 scoring teams in the Big East. It has been a low-scoring affair here to begin with. From the wing, and Burke can't get it. Maybe Burke still trying to hunt down her first points and three-point make.
Well, she shoots 40% from the field, and nearly all of her field goal attempts are from 3. That's a big aspect of her game.
And more contact there in the post, again defending Aaliyah Edwards. This time it's Maddie Burke with the duties, picks up her first.
And that's what you want to do, especially against top-tier players. The whole lineup have to think about how you're getting players the basketball, the positions you're putting them at on the floor.
The most talented players here in the country. There's a look for Mullen. And cuts the lead to 3. Villanova has only led once when it was 4-2 early in the first quarter. Step through move, not there for Juhász. And it'll be Villanova basketball.
That is going to be a part of how they are attacking this team.
Mullen's three-point attempt blocked. And Villanova still retains possession. Shot clock reset to 20 seconds. Now down to 12. Mullen with a cutting Siegrist. That one taken away. Here comes Mule. Surveying her options over to Juhász. And Lopez Sénéchal for 3. Now 2 of 6 shooting from back there. Or as you mentioned, with the 6th most accurate three-point shooter in the country. There's Burks first.
We saw the numbers in the graphic. She takes about 5.5 three-point shots per game and shoots them at a high percentage. When you're a shooter and you see one go through, you got to be careful.
Her 60th three-point make of the season. So career high for her.
As much in her sophomore season, but comes here and does a lot of what Villanova likes, the ability to shoot.
Year that you're referencing, her freshman year at Penn State. Meanwhile, Ducharme missed both. team that has used about 9 players here in this first half, the Wildcats have. Siegrist again with another touch, defended by Edwards nicely. Bouncing off the rim. Nation's leading scorer, Maddy Siegrist, with 12 points here to lead all scorers today. Lopez Sénéchal with 10 on the UConn side. Here's Griffin. Mid-range pull-up, not there. Edwards with the offensive rebound and putback. And now Aaliyah Edwards has 8 points. The shot clock still in play, and Olsen just lost it. Here comes Mueller. 2-point advantage. Shot clock not in play. The final few seconds here of the half. And UConn tosses it away. Double-digit turnovers. That's 11. Plenty of time here to work with on this offensive possession. Olsen takes it from 15 out. Siegrist was pursuing the offensive rebound. Juhász and UConn won't get a shot off in time. It'll be a Huskies 2-point advantage after one half is complete. A top 14 showdown in Philly. 27 games and 28 games here for UConn. Blocked that time on the first possession. And Griffin was smothered. UConn has been good with a lead at halftime. Has never lost a game here this year. A perfect 22-0 when sitting in this position. Here's Runyon. And the same starters for both of these teams to open up the third quarter. Dalsey providing the offensive rebound. She had to sit for most of the first half with the 2 personal fouls. Up top, there's a look for Mullen. A touch to Edwards as Siegrist got a piece.
Her ability to defend on the inside with her movements, but as Denise Dillon told us, they tell her, stay down, rebound.
And how about Siegrist, too, by the way? Here's Dalsey who draws the foul.
We can talk about length and size, and that's a big aspect of it, but beating players to spots, understanding angles, but she understands how to use her frame and her strength. But so much of that to me, you pick up fouls when you're out of position, and she is always in the right spot.
Dalsey now defending Edwards. There's a touch, and Juhász.
And Siegrist gets her with the body. I thought it was on Dalsey.
It is on Dalsey.
Did they switch?
Well, they both were there. And we're just confirming. It says on the monitor that it is Dalsey's third.
I thought I saw the officials say, but that's also what we were talking about with Dalsey.
Dalsey will take a seat. Let her play a couple possessions after picking up 3 personals. There's a reverse high off the glass for Runyon.
We said it in the first half. Denise Dillon told us that Bella Runyon will be an X factor. She's got the abilities on the offense. It's just about taking advantage of those opportunities. Does an excellent job there.
Runyon only in double figures 2 times here this year. There's a nice up and under move by Juhász.
Feet work. And you could, Dorka Juhász does such a nice job off of that possession, but we see it often just with her read of body control.
Runyon took a peek inside. Here's Burke. She had 1 3-point make. That was a long 2 on that attempt. 1 3-point make here in the first half. UConn will pick and choose its moments.
Because of that, the attention of the defense will always be in some capacity on Siegrist. And that's where it's ever important to her teammates of making sure there's a balance between how much she's shooting and when they're able to still attack the defense and not just be relying on her to score.
Lopez Sénéchal. Let's see her miss many free throws, an 86% free throw shooter. At one point this year, she was a 50% from the field, 50% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line. Inside for Runyon. She's got a couple key buckets here to open up the third. Mule being smothered by Olsen. Keeps it directing traffic with 12 now to shoot. Poked away by Mullen. And a dive for the loose ball. We got a jump ball. It'll be Villanova basketball.
It's a nice take by Runyon.
Denise Dillon must have felt something. She's got 7 points. I mentioned that Runyon's only scored in double figures twice this year.
Imagine the things she communicated to us, she communicated to her players.
Is that how it works?
Bella got the message.
Siegrist now with 6 here to shoot. Taking Juhász off the bounce. Wow. Somehow she got that one up and in.
Imposing her will.
An 11-minute and 7-second field goal drought for Siegrist.
Yeah, the bench is into it.
Boy, 2 personal fouls for Maddy Siegrist after going 140 minutes and some change is like an eternity as Edwards goes right at her.
That stat is
mind-blowing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's insane to think about.
Pump fake there for Olsen. Goes past a couple of UConn defenders. Kicks it back out to Maddy Burke. Total points scored in the third quarter between these two teams. Juhász with the back down and draws a foul against Burke, her second.
We're honored to sit here next to you.
It's almost, would you stop?
Saw those shoes
Just
and
stop.
you said, ah.
If you're working for the Bucks.
Yeah, or you say, hey, Giannis.
Hey, Giannis.
What you got? You got
any spare shoes
for me?
8 in women's, by chance?
Can we cut it half off yours and have my toes showing?
Sarah Kustok, Lisa Beinson with you. Top 14 matchup, a sold-out crowd at Finneran Pavilion. And just the second sold-out crowd in game here in Villanova women's basketball history. It's been quite the atmosphere. Three-point edge here for UConn going into this possession, and Olsen cuts it to 1.
So we've seen Lucy Olsen do this, Bella Runyon.
Dowsey has checked back in, defending Edwards, and a bucket for Ducharme. That's her first.
And that's a beautiful high-low pass from Edwards off the top. We said Edwards, the rebounding factor, the point factor. She can facilitate, and you can run things. And so much of that, too, concussion protocol, there's very little you can do. This Villanova team is what she brings to the floor, and having her on the bench is significant.
Yeah, that's huge. And it's also the 5th team foul, which puts UConn at the free throw line for the final 1 minute and 51 seconds here of the third. UConn had 19 first quarter points, and now they've got 21 since the first quarter. Points for both of these teams, quite frankly, have been hard to come by here this afternoon.
And that's why things like free throws, second chance points, points off turnovers matter even more.
Olsen drills the jumper. I know we keep talking about it, but it's noteworthy. The Mule and Lopez Sénéchal with 3. And Dowsey with the 4 personal fouls has really barely played here this afternoon. Ducharme blocked from behind, and a foul.
Yeah, tough call right there.
3 now on Runyon. You can add her to that foul trouble graphic list that we just showed you. And with every foul committed now on Villanova's side, you'll see this, a UConn free throw in the final 2 seconds of the quarter. And 2 of the better defenses here in the Big East that you see today. Actually, 2 of the better scoring teams normally in the Big East that you see here today. Speaking of scoring, Siegrist has just put up 16 points. It's sort of a muted performance, though, compared to some of the numbers that she's put up.
Absolutely, though. Good, tough catch and keep it in high there with 3 players on her.
Final few seconds here of the quarter. Ducharme flips it up, and underhanded. Tough finish to make. Half-court attempt not there.
At the end of the third quarter, UConn 44.
You know, the top 16 seeds revealed. UConn is the number 1 seed. Both of these teams actually projected to possibly host games coming in the NCAA tournament. That's how good both of these teams are. That's how good the Big East Conference is this year. Of course, that reveal is just a projection. There'll be another one just to kind of generate conversation as Lopez Sénéchal draws the foul.
This group continues to battle through dealing with, it's not just the injuries of course, we know Paige Beckers and AZ Fudd and, some of the others that occurred during the season and individuals missing time here and there. How they continue to grind away. When you're a little older, a little more experienced, you're smart and savvy.
You're the oldest. Siegrist. And Mullen with the triple try. Rebound to Edwards, who rips it down. Over to Ducharme at the 6 points in the third quarter. And a quick foul call there against Lucy Olsen, her first.
It's not to say they're giving up 3-point shots, but they are very aware of who they want to take certain shots, and they've baited Villanova into a lot of that.
Lopez Sénéchal trains the 3-point shot. And a 10-point advantage, largest lead of the game, which forces the hand of Denise Dillon to call a timeout. And the men, a few days following that at Madison Square Garden.
Fun time of year.
49-39. Into the fourth quarter, Siegrist draws the foul on the jumper.
Yeah, a lot of her shots, UConn has done an excellent job of having different players on her. Siegrist is such an unselfish player. That's the balance of how much are you looking to impose your will on taking different looks, taking challenging looks, and also finding your teammates.
Some pressure coming here that almost forced another UConn turnover. Siegrist, the Big East leading scorer, could possibly catch Marcus Howard for most points in a single season. That's one of the few records that she has left to get here this year. And Juhász goes tumbling after contact made.
Man, Dorka Juhász is so good with that shot fake. And her foot speed isn't going to blow you away, but because she's methodical and understanding when to get her defender up and when to go is something that allows her a lot of looks there.
And remember, the game was tied at 33 midway through the third quarter. Since then, they've been on a 17-7 run, trying to find ways to get it done. You mentioned it. Second chance points, possibly. Siegrist with the block on Edwards. But free throws have been big in the second half for UConn. Trying to find ways to produce some offense. Now 6 seconds here to shoot. Edwards from mid-range. And Juhász again trying to chase it down. Runyon bringing it across the timeline. Here's Siegrist from the wing. And on the push, transition look for UConn. And another bucket for Juhász, and the largest lead of the game at +12. Oriole over to Runyon. It's a step-through move against Ducharme. And Runyon, 9 points here today. Lopez Sénéchal with 3 on the shot clock. Mule gives it up to Edwards for a 3. Couldn't get it off in time.
Not getting underneath where she's rising and shooting. And Siegrist has been a little bit off here today, but a lot of it is just continuing to see bodies.
And Siegrist got an open look. Makes UConn pay there. 20 points now for Maddy Siegrist. She's gotten to 20 points every single game. Averages just below 30 points per game. The nation's leading scorer at 29.4. Edwards is off the mark. Fell to her knees, and she's a little bit slow to get back. So advantages here for Villanova.
And you can see her holding her head, tears in her eyes.
She takes a seat on the bench. UConn, meanwhile, going into this possession scoreless and 3.5 minutes and counting. And Edwards passed it off her feet.
That's what Lucy Olsen took advantage on that last possession when she came down.
Olsen gets it to drop. It's a 2-point game.
And the entire momentum of this game shifted. First when Siegrist knocked down that 3-point shot, and you could feel it on both ends. There is pressure from the Villanova defense, an uptick in what we're seeing in the level of intensity.
UConn has gone cold. 4 turnovers in the last 6 trips down. Going into this possession. 7 seconds now to shoot. Drops it off to Juhász. She missed 44 days, as you had mentioned, 13 games in between when she was first injured in practice on January 2nd.
This team had been used to playing without her. However, in that Creighton game, she put in 10 points in the fourth quarter, a big reason why they were able to come back.
But with Ducharme on the bench, that means the 5 starters will try to go the distance. And there's 9 available players, but Geno has only used 6. 4 minutes and 19 seconds of a scoring drought here for UConn. Approaching 3 minutes left to play. Lopez Sénéchal, she's playing with 4 personals, finds Edwards, and a big answer by UConn ends that scoreless drive. Olsen directing traffic. Edwards on Siegrist. Calling for it on the block, that double team kind of shading over. All kinds of blue jerseys against Siegrist, and they knock it away.
That's some good help by Juhász.
Mule. And Geno will call a timeout. Trying to split the series, get a tie for first with a chance to win or share the Big East title outright. With a win for UConn, we mentioned it, to take a 2-game lead with 3 games to go after today. Coming out of this timeout, Ducharme has checked back in, but she walks with it. And really good to see Caroline Ducharme check back into this game. But you see the turnover differential. Villanova in the last possession had turned it over for the first time this half. There's an air ball.
That was a nice clean look that Villanova created for her.
Yeah, that 41% a career high for her. 5 years here at Nova, 4 years playing. She redshirted her freshman year. Inside 2 minutes left to play. 4-point advantage for UConn. They are in no rush to take a shot. Whittled the shot clock down to single digits. Juhász turns and faces against Siegrist. Ewing takes a peek to Edwards, who gets double teamed, and Villanova takes it away, or do they? Into the hands of Olsen.
Great collapse on the inside.
Olsen trying to feed Siegrist. She gets fouled by Edwards, her third.
I was going to shoot it after the catch.
As he gets fouled, was Olsen, who was stepping to the free throw line. Maddy Siegrist, 86% coming into today. Splits the pair. 1:26 left to play.
And UConn very comfortable playing a half-court game. It's going to be all about, as we just saw, breaking the pressure, taking care of the basketball.
And draining the game clock, too. On these last couple of possessions. Again, single digits on the shot clock before the shot is taken. Lopez Sénéchal! A prayer! How about that arc to get it to drop in a 5-point edge?
That's a shot, though, that she can regularly get off. She's got that type of release point, and you see it there getting to her spot. Big-time game from Lopez Sénéchal, which is something that UConn is familiar with and has counted on all season long.
That bucket giving her 20 points. A post touch for Siegrist. Juhász with the rebound. And Mule gets tangled up. They're going to call a jump ball.
That's a lot of contact for a jump ball. Take a look right here. Good rebound by Juhász. Yeah, there's a lot of contact reaching in there on the body. And I'm not sure.
Not supposed to get that kind of roll in the home court. She missed both of them. Averaging career highs this year. Make it 7 of 8.
Since 04, but the fact that the losses were to Maryland, ranked 20th at the time. Notre Dame ranked 7th at the time.
3 decades ago. It's easier to remember. Here, Siegrist left it short. Edwards with another rebound. 14 on the afternoon. You see the top 16, the reveal has them as a number 4 seed. And some of their key wins against Princeton and Marquette, taking advantage of some of the opportunities. We felt that scoring drop for UConn. Once again, it seems like there's going to be a major scoring drop for them in almost every game this year. And Villanova couldn't take advantage of as many UConn turnovers, 21.
Everyone buy in. Bet on women and buy in, and that's what she's doing with everyone.
I love that philosophy. As Olsen out of the timeout, tight rims for the home team. And Griffin comes down with an important rebound.
Talked about the players that are injured, and of course, you know, you'd love to see Paige Beckers or Ice Brady or AZ Fudd on the floor. Well, you know, what these individuals are doing collectively with such a depleted roster is something that is so impressive.
It's just another day, another game on the calendar for UConn, right?
In an opposing
arena.
Yeah, you better believe it. That's how we operate.
That is the ticket to get. Let's watch UConn play. Three-pointers on the way, not there. Griffin with the rebound. Should just about do it. Jump ball call. They'll stay here. And they get 2 games ahead of Villanova here in the Big East standings, as we have shown you with 3 games left to play. And not sure what the delay is for, but we play basketball. I want to remind you, it was 52-50 with 4 minutes to go. UConn responding in the final few minutes. And it is a 60-51 final. UConn improving to 16-1 and staying atop the Big East.